Good morning, Belton High School. I'm Chris Burrow.
And I'm Alex Simpson.
And this is
Cutlass TV News.
Lights, camera, action. Here's a story about films from Josh Melissos and Brendan Hubbard.
Movies have a huge influence on everyday people and their lives. People go to the movies for entertainment by watching a story unfold on the big screen. In particular, movies carry an influence on BHS students.
My favorite movies would be like dramas. I really like those. Slower pace, there's typically more character development, more time for like creative ideas in the movie.
Cinephiles are people who have a deep, passionate interest in film, Mr. Mullen being one of those people.
I enjoy movies because it allows me to experience visually, auditorily, and emotionally a story that wouldn't work in any other medium. It gives me insight into experiences and lives and storylines that aren't my own, and gives me a chance to escape reality for a little while. Some of my favorite movies would be Apocalypse Now, Run Lola Run, which is a German movie. I really enjoyed Shawshank Redemption, which currently ranks number 1 on IMDb.com. And I actually like Batman Begins as much as I love The Dark Knight. And movies like Inception, movies that really get me thinking about the world, and long after the movie ends, I'm still contemplating. Those are the movies that really get me.
Students watch movies in class, and a film analysis class is offered first semester at BHS with Mrs. Babcock teaching it.
I've always been very passionate about watching movies. I grew up on American movie classics and old musicals and black and white films, and I've always been interested in kind of the process of how it's done and behind the scenes, like what happened when they were making it, and what was it like for the actors that had to create these parts, and how did they figure out the editing process. So I'm really glad that I get to kind of learn more about it myself and to help teach my students for those that are interested in it as a career or just want to have a little bit more knowledge about the movies that they're watching.
In conclusion, films carry an influence in life. Cinephiles should prepare for the upcoming Academy Awards ceremony held on Sunday, February 28th. This is Brendan Hubbard and Joshua Melissa signing off for...
Mr. Hammond is a wonderful teacher here at BHS. However, you may not know much about him. Here's a personality profile on Mr. Hammond from Julian Cantwell and Kai Somsey.
Belton High is a campus rich with educators and staff from all walks of life coming together to enhance the lives of students. One such teacher is Mr. Hammond, a longtime staple at BHS. He is a respected instructor who works to provide the best education possible for his students.
My name is Paul Hammond, and I teach AP World History, which you can take as a sophomore for college credit. And I also teach English 2, which is the standard English 2 class. And I am the coach for the academic team. AP World History, you take it, and there's a lot more writing and reading than in the standard class. And at the end of the year, in May, you'll take the college test from the College Board, and if you pass that, you would apply when you go to college to get out of taking a humanities credit when you're in college. And then in the English class, I just really enjoyed digging into the literature.
Through his past experiences in life, his own education, and his hobbies, whether teaching abroad, traveling the globe, enjoying fiction, or just plain running in the morning, Mr. Hammond opens up to show that he is much more than just a regular teacher.
My passions involve traveling, and so I've gone to many countries around the world. I've been to Kenya, Tanzania, I've been to Australia, New Zealand, Tahiti. I've been through a couple countries in Europe and then in Central America as well. I also taught for 3 years in China, and that's where I met my wife. And we've been married for 10 years. And we just had a baby last school year, right at the beginning of the school year. And we had our daughter, her name is Chloe, and she's 1.5 years old now. Academic team, that is, it's sort of like the quiz bowl for the school. We go to competitions and we face off against another school and they ask us trivia. And whoever knows the most facts about trivia ends up winning. It's pretty fun.
A theme found within the student body, in both sophomores, juniors, and seniors, is that Mr. Hammond is an adored educator that has won the hearts, minds, and drive of his students. Sophomores Jacob Zink and Michael Dickerson comment on their experiences in Mr. Hammond's current AP World History class and what he is like as an instructor.
The lectures are really structured, and he has note handouts, and he makes sure to hit points that are going to be on the test, so it makes it really easy to perform well in the class. AP World History is a really fun class. I'm always really engaged. He makes it fun, and even though it's history, it's kind of silly. And Hammond's good because he tries to relate to us. He has funny things, but he's also serious, keeps us in line. Whenever he travels and takes pictures, he's got a really stupid pose though, so that makes it funny. So
he's good at making the material into something exciting and learnable instead of just reeling off facts and expecting you to learn them.
Junior Alyssa Baughman offers up review on Mr. Hammond's English 2 class, while Zen Clark gives his senior perspective on his teaching.
I loved his class. That was my favorite class to go in. It was my last hour. So every day we went in, it was always fun, and he actually taught me a lot. He always made all of us laugh when we were working. He wasn't boring.
As for a teacher, he's probably been one of the best teachers I've had probably my entire high school career. He's a very comfortable teacher to talk with and learn from.
Mr. Hammond explains what he looks for in an ideal student in his classrooms and in BHS all around.
An ideal student would be someone who wants to be here, who enjoys learning, a student that just gets excited about either history or about the books that we're reading in English, someone who has an open mind.
You will find on the walls of his classroom not regular decor, but pictures that are sure to give anyone with a decent sense of humor a good laugh.
I go on Reddit just about every morning while I'm eating my breakfast, and anything that makes me laugh I'll print out, and then I like to hang it up on the wall. Mostly that is because I think they're just funny, and I think students like to read them a little bit. I don't really like the motivational posters, like with a cat hanging off a cliff saying like hang in there. It doesn't appeal to me at all. My favorite memes, I like Sloth Astronaut a lot, that one makes me laugh. The dog one with which way would the dog wear pants, I think is interesting for discussion. And then there's a few other ones that I like, but I would say those are the top ones off the top of my head.
Reporting for Cutlass TV News, Kai Zamza and Tyler Therio, I'm Julian Cantwell.
Some Belton students volunteered their day to help out at Back to Basics. Here's a story by Jaylee Steinman.
Giving the Basics got started because I was sitting in my kitchen one day and my phone rang, and on the other end of the line was a lady, and she said, "Can you help me buy toilet paper?" I just cannot believe that in this smart country that we live in, we missed hygiene items. The total numbers of kids that we're serving are 13,000 kids in the KC metro area.
Students from Belton High School's Student Council and Civic Leadership class spent the day packaging and sorting items that are needed in our community.
Today was definitely an amazing experience because when you think of things you need, you don't often think of toiletries and hygiene products, and it's sad because a lot of people within our community go without, and so today was just a really good experience to work hands-on to help people within our community. It benefited me and the rest of our class because we don't all realize that people don't have these products, and we don't actually realize what it takes to go through and get in our school setting. We all learned something today. All right,
Suco plans on continuing this for our community by doing different drives and different things to come back and help them out in different ways.
This has been Jaylee Simon with Cutlass TV News.
Here's a sports report from Tyler Therio and Corey Auld.
Good morning, Pirates. This is Tyler Therio with Corey Auld with Cutlass TV. First of all, your boys basketball played against Winnetonka and won with a score of 53-44. Good job. Your girls basketball also played against Winnetonka and also won with a score of 49-39. Your wrestling team had a duel against Winnetonka and Liberty North and won both against Winnetonka with a score of 76-3 and against Liberty North with a score of 46-26. Good job, wrestling. This is Tyler Therio with Corey Auld with Cutlass TV.
Thanks for watching Belton High School.
Remember to tune in next week.
And as always, Carpe Diem.